This bike should do really well up this hill because they say it's got a torque of 100 Newton meters. More than that. Hello. Ring, 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 ring. That's all I have to do. Excuse me, excuse me. This is the PVY LS20. Their answer to loads of other bikes that are like this. But is it better than the rest? Hello. Yes, this is the PVY LS20, and it is, again, a drop frame white bike. I've had a lot of these recently, haven't I? And here's another one. But that's only one of the elephants in the room. This is a bike with many elephants in the room. One of the elephants in the room is the Enquiries L20 normal. Because if you look at this, they do share some similarities. They're both cargo bikes. This has got an attachment for a front basket, no actual front basket. They're both drop frame, obviously. They've both got cool BMX handlebars. So the question is, what's the difference and which one should you get? Well, as we go through the shareable little bits, this has got front suspension, just like the other one, and it seems all right. I'm picking up a bit of rattle from the metal mudguards, which comes with the bike, just like that other bike. But that can probably be fixed by putting it on properly. They've both got the 20-inch, 4-inch wide fat tyres. They've both got a decent amount of power. This one's 250 watts, but they say locked and unlockable to 1,000 watts. However, I haven't found a way to unlock it yet. It's meant to be able to go about 25 miles an hour, but it is fully locked down to 15.5 miles an hour. The throttle is optional. In fact, in the box we've got pedals, manual, throttle that you've got to put on, and a spare hand grip, 2-amp charger, no UK plug, no adapter, gear guard, front light, tools, wheel axle. In the box, it comes with some very nice hand grips, flared, but I took them off, replaced them with this half grip throttle. And on the other side, they give you a replacement hand grip to match the throttle. So the nice ones have gone. These ones are okay, but they're not quite as nice as the ones I had before. Here we are at Sandy Lane, the hill climb. Before we talk about more comparisons, let's just talk about one thing that this bike has got way more than that other bike. This bike should do really well up this hill because they say it's got a torque of 100 Newton meters. 100 Newton meters. That's more than all the Engine Pro 2s, the Vitalan, more than the Enquiries X3000 Max dual motor, dual 1000 watt motor. This bike, more than that. So let's see if this 100 Newton meter bike is going to make it the hill. Now at this point I haven't figured out how to unlock the speed of the bike. However, the day after this was filmed I found out that you can do it by holding the brake and throttle whilst the bike is off, then pumping the throttle 3 times just as it turns on. So to do the hill climb I repeated the trick from a previous video and decreased the wheel diameter in the computer. This made the bike think we were going slower, so it continued to deliver power over 15.5 miles per hour. This is also why I've got my GPS right here, because once I change the diameter of the wheels in the computer, the speed is going to be not accurate, so is the mileage. So with this extra bit of speed, how fast will we get up this hill? Will it actually beat a 95 Newton meter bike in the X3000 Max? It should, because of course this is 100 Newton meters. Oh, that front wheel spins because it pushes all the way to the back. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, right. 100 Newton meters. We've hit 10 miles an hour, 11 on the speedo. There's someone over there who has to push it up, but we don't. It's not feeling like 100 Newton meters. I do wonder where they get their numbers from sometimes. PVY have been guilty of that many times in the past. And the question is, will it even make it up the hill? And I usually say when it hits 3 I'll stop. No, it's not. Okay, so this 100 Newton meter bike did not get up the hill. So for a 100 Newton meter 1000 watt bike, it's probably fair to say that the hill climb results were a bit disappointing. However, there is some good news coming later on, and don't let it totally put you off just yet, but this bike does have some good things going for it. Now as we pedal up, as you can see, it's not too bad. I'm in 7th gear as well. 7 gears, by the way, Shimano, Tawny, pretty simple. There is something good about the bike, I'm going to tell you in a bit. Right, so throttle only, we're going 19 miles an hour. Let's just see if we can get the speed up a bit. Not going much over 21. But yeah, I don't think this bike is quite as powerful as they think, which is disappointing, because I really like the look of it. And I thought they'd gone like all out to try and kind of match the Enquiries L20. They've even got like a pink one, just like the Enquiries L20. The BMX handlebars aren't quite as like big as the ones on the L20. But that good thing about this, it's got those so it's got those Shimano 7-speed gears, which are average and the same as that other bike. But what it has got, and something they actually don't sell on their website, when I mean sell, I don't mean they're not selling it, I mean they're not selling themselves or the bike, is this bike has actually got hydraulic brakes. Yet on their website it says mechanical disc brakes, but they're not hydraulic brakes. So we'll test them out shortly. PV finally got back to me and told me how to unlock this bike. And when it is unlocked, it's not as if it becomes super torquey or anything like that. They literally just unlock the speed limit. You can see we're going about 22, 23 miles an hour, but the battery really doesn't like it. So when you do unlock the speed, the motor's really trying, and the battery's giving all that extra oomph, and it will go down to 1 bar like that. And then when you start, you can see it goes back up again. I'm currently being hit in the knee by this wire because this computer on here is a bit rubbish. It's monochrome. I mean, it says all the usual stuff. Tells you how fast you're going, tells you how far you've gone, gives you a trip mileage, stuff like that. Got a little battery reading. But it's black and white, LCD, really simple. The backlight only comes on when it's night time. You can't seem to have it on without the lights. Hello. The battery is bigger than that other bike's. This one is 48 volt, which the other one is as well. But instead of 13 amp hours, this one is a 16.5 amp hour battery. And when you multiply that by the 48 volts, you get 792 watt hours, which is a decent capacity, which they say is good for about 100 kilometers. Now, I've done about 4-ish miles, maybe 3.5. The bar is going down. It can just keep going down to 4 and back up again. Oh yeah, to actually get to it, I don't know, sometimes I get distracted because I'm on my bike. But yeah, my leg is rubbing on a wire because I'm charging up this phone with a GPS on it, because it had 0% battery, from a battery pack that's in my pocket, because this computer also doesn't have a USB charger, which is annoying because that's a nice feature to have, be able to charge your phone up on the way. So yeah, I've got it going into my pocket, which is very annoying indeed. So in fact, I'm going to pull it out. But now let's do a bit of a brake test. I can only go 15 miles an hour. It doesn't really want to get, the bike doesn't want to go faster than that. And that's the difference between limited bikes and bikes that can only go a certain speed. So for example, this is limited to 15.5 miles an hour. So when you get past that speed, the motor totally cuts out, and then you're like, I can't get past it. But if you're on a bike that has a maximum speed of say, let's say 25 miles an hour. When you get to 25 miles an hour, it doesn't cut out, it just struggles to get past it. So if you can give it extra help by pedaling, you and the motor can then work together and go past 25 miles an hour and maybe go 30 plus. Whereas when it cuts out, as soon as it cuts out, it's all just you, which is very jarring when it happens. However, if I had changed the wheel size down, it wouldn't have happened that much. But unlike some bikes where, like the last bike, you could make the wheel diameter to like 2 inches, this one only goes down to 16, so it still just about cuts out at about 21 miles an hour. We'll do a brake test at these white posts, so 18 miles an hour, and no skid marks, that's good. That's not too bad. It's like 2.5 meters or something. So, because I don't want to sound too negative, let's have a look at some of the good things about this bike. Like, I do like the way it looks. It is a funky little bike, and unlike that other bike, it actually folds. So let's have a look at that. So, fold it, put the stand up, you can fold the pedals in, pull the catch. Now a lot of these, put a catch, there we go. Now some bikes in this style don't fold, but this one does. It's a bit stiff though. So I've had this once before. There's no metal thing to land on. It's landing on the chainring guard. So I wouldn't recommend you fold this bike. It also seems quite small and compact compared to that other bike. Like, I reckon you can get a good range of sizes on this bike. Pretty low. I reckon 5'3". I don't know where I get these numbers from, but I reckon 5'3". I'm 5'9". Can I get up there? Yes, I can. I've had taller. 6'4", because you don't want to be like that. The suspension is lockable and it feels decent as I tested over the pothole things. I quite like that. No rear suspension, but it's comfortable. It's got the fat tyres that help a lot. The saddle's nice. There is no... I just realised there's no bell or buzzer on this bike. Or it didn't come with one anyway. So no bell or buzzer. Ring ring, ring ring. That's all I have to do. Excuse me, excuse me. And the batteries are a decent size, which is nice, and it's easily removable. Let's have a look. It's got a little clip up here. Push the saddle forward, turn the key to unlock it, pull out the battery. Nice and easy. Put it back in again, make sure it's on the runners. Put the saddle back, lock it into place. You do need the key in to run it. If you take the key out, the bike has no power, which is nice when you've got it locked up and you don't want to take the battery out, no one can mess with it. And it was fairly straightforward to put together. Weird thing, the box was fastened like this. Pretty sure this is meant to be on top. And it was a bit, look at that. A bit smushed. Packed as you would expect though. So we had to put on the saddle, the front light and mudguard and wheel. I've never seen this before covering it. That looks really safe. The pedals had to go on and so did the handlebars, which had that cool target that makes it easy to line up. And finally, totally optional, was the throttle. First remove the nice posh hand grips. Damn. Put the twist throttle and half grip on and the left grip that matches the style of the throttle side. All in all, it was pretty easy. It's one of those bikes because there's a really big thing that kind of saves the bike, and that is that it is cheaper than the L20, because with my discount code e-VRC50 you get €50 off the price, which is something like 890 something, and it comes down to about 850 quid. I'm gonna get my chin out. And 850, it's all right, this bike. It goes a decent speed. It's a bike that's gonna go about 21 miles an hour. Let's not forget that I am a bit heavy. It's nice and compact and you can keep it stored in a tidy little area because it does fold. However, it is quite heavy. Really rear heavy, like that way. That side's really heavy compared to that side. When I think about this bike, apart from the screen, which I'm not that bothered about really, there's no bad things on this bike. It's actually a decent bike. It's just that the spec on the website made me think it was going to be so much more for so little money. So when I read that it's 100 Newton meters, and I've tried a load of bikes up that hill with fewer Newton meters, I expect a certain time. I expect it to get up. And when they say 1,000 watts, I expect it to go a certain speed. And when it doesn't, I can't hide my disappointment because I was expecting more. But if in the first place they'd said 250 watts unlockable to 500, 45 Newton meters, I'd get my expectations in check and I wouldn't sound so disappointed when really, for the money, we're on a decent bike. So I think if I was to give advice to PVY, apart from changing PVY from standing for performance value and young to performance value in yours, which is my idea, I'd get them to have a word with their web designers and put the accurate stuff on the website, because PVY make really good bikes, and those people who've seen a few of my videos know that one of their bikes, the PVY Z20 1000, I really like. Some of their other bikes I do like, I think they're very good, but there's always like a little niggly thing that lets them down a bit. And this one, there's not really a thing that lets it down, apart from the fact I thought it was going to be way faster. So yeah, this is the PVY LS20. You've seen my review on that other bike. There's another one coming about that other bike, because that other bike now has a boost button. It is more expensive though. And you've seen my review of this bike. I'll leave it to you to make your mind up which you prefer. But for the money, this is not bad. But I think because we're in kind of Z20 Pro realms of performance, I think it could do with being a bit cheaper. I think the Z20 Pro, the one I took all across Wolverhampton and got lost, I really like that bike. And I mainly really like that bike because it was only about 600 and something pound. And I think if this was 600 and something pound, they'd really be onto a winner, because it does a lot of the stuff those other bikes do, and then but it'd be way cheaper. As it is, it may be cheaper than those other bikes, but it's only a bit cheaper than those other bikes. So there you go. There are links for this bike in the description. We are coming towards the end of the year, so the actual bike reviews will be slowing down, and we are going to be running our e-bike awards for the first time, called the Biebers, the Budget e-bike awards. And we're going to have lots of different categories of bike, and we're going to find out which one is the best, and maybe we'll have the worst as well of each category. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to check this bike out, there's a link in the description. Obviously the channel has loads of other reviews of lots of other e-bikes. I've had a bit of a change on the channel, so I've made lots of playlists of different styles of bikes. So this will be added to a drop frame playlist if you want to see drop frame e-bikes. And there's going to be cafe racer ones, fat tire ones and things like that. So check those out. If you enjoyed this video or it helped, I'd love it if you left us a thumbs up, because it helps. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for staying all the way till the end anyway. And feel free to give us a thumbs down. And until next time, ride safe.